if you haven't seen, this is Abby Roberts, and I'm definitely sure you've seen her on your TikTok at some point. I did. And then I thought I'll shoot in the dark and DM her. Then I cut your hair.
Yeah, we did big pop
in November, which was really good fun.
Yeah, and now it's grown so much.
And then we're back. If I remember, it's 12 when you started.
11. 11 I started.
That's wild.
Posting on YouTube, and my sister was 9, and it was like me doing her makeup for a video. I was doing YouTube for years and like wasn't really getting anywhere with it. And it was just like a lot of editing and stuff. So then I started picking up a bit of Instagram. And
when was this though? And how old are you? I don't even do people know this? Is this public knowledge? 23.
So yeah, started YouTube at 11, went to Instagram when I was like 14, 15. And I was doing that like solidly for a few years, like posting every single day, just like really trying to do all these different makeup looks and get people to see it.
And what sort of makeup did you start with though?
It was like very creative stuff, like a lot of face paint-y, and I do like all these different eye looks and like paint tiny things on my eyelids, and that was what I was doing like on Instagram to begin with. And it wasn't till like 2019 I got TikTok and started doing these like...
That was the start of TikTok, right?
Yeah, it was like the very start. I was so lucky that I'd got on at the time I did, because nobody else was like doing makeup, let alone like the crazy stuff that me and my sister was doing. Yeah, I think you have to have like the passion to want to do it, because like when you're starting it during school and like everybody's taking makeup, it was
But what was that like? I mean, I remember my time in school when you would wear something slightly different, and you're from Leeds, right?
Yeah, I am.
And I'm from Essex, so they're not, when you were growing up, people weren't as accepting as they are now. Like, and I wore a blue coat once, and I got the piss ripped out of me for ages for wearing a bright blue jacket. And what was that like? You starting a makeup channel, and bear in mind, we know what people can be like when you put yourself out there. It's a weird feeling, like.
It was scary. Yeah, I think like a lot of people tried to take the piss out of me for doing it, and like they'd play my videos in class and stuff, and like put them on whiteboard. Even the teachers like would be like playing my videos and stuff to just laugh at. Yeah.
But on the wind up.
Yeah, and I was just like so determined, like with what I was doing.
I love that.
And I was just really confident in
your
my idea. And I was like, it's gonna work. Like, just you wait and see. And then it's those people who were like, "Can you do my makeup?"
Yeah.
Well,
have there been any like memorable sort of fan encounters, or any time you've been like most surprised? Or
I think maybe like the first time I got recognised, because it was like, it wasn't just by one person, it was like a lot at once, because it kind of, I blew up like over COVID and stuff, and so when we'd like first started going out again, it was at the like James Charles had done a meet and greet at the Bullring Centre in Birmingham, and he'd invited me to come down and like meet him, and obviously we had like a lot of crossover with like our fans, like all were following the makeup stuff, and it were like hundreds of people recognised me for the first time in that day, and it was just like, I was like, what? Like,
I bet that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was so insane. It was so crazy.
Do you get that a lot now? Or do you feel that people don't come up to you necessarily, but you do get noticed?
I think it depends where I am.
Yeah.
Because it's like such a like niche group of people. Like, it's a big number of people, but it's all like young teenage girls a lot of the times. So if I'm in like an urban outfit, it's over for me.
Yeah, it's game on. I saw that you opened for Halsey. Tell me about that, and how did that sort of come around and is now a thing?
So this was a few years ago now, and it was like right when I was first starting playing shows like to begin with, and it was like before that tour I'd done like 5 shows in like little pubs in London to like 20 people, and then it was like a full arena tour to like 20,000 people.
Wow.
And it had just come about so naturally as well, because I'd like done a collab with Halsey on TikTok, like doing her makeup, and she didn't do any of them around. She'd just like seen my videos online and like was a fan of my makeup stuff.
The reach is crazy from those. My claim to fame is SZA liked one of my posts, so I was buzzing off that. Yeah, you saw one of my videos, and I was like, that's cool.
But I like didn't even have music released at the time, and so I just wanted her feedback, because I was like, when am I ever going to get this moment to like play my music to someone who knows so much about what they're talking about as her?
Yeah.
And I played it, and like it was like in that moment she was like, I don't usually do this, but would you open for my US tour for me? And I was just like, are you sure? I've never done a gig in my life.
Did you backpedal at all? Because I would have 100%.
I was so scared.
I'd be like, I don't really. It's like a joke, like.
Yeah, I was like, I've never like done a show. I don't even know if I'm good. Are you sure you want me to? And I thought the idea of it was so terrifying. Like I never wanted to do gigs to start with, like performing live.
How did the music come around? Like what made you go from did you always love singing? Have you always thought about it?
I always loved singing, but just like really shy and kind of like did it on my own time and didn't want to do it in front of people. I think I'm quite a reserved person, like off camera.
A lot of musicians and singers are.
Yeah.
You know, people. There's a band, I can't think it might have even been Jim Morrison that would face his band.
Yeah.
They'd sing with his back.
No, literally.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, who is the dream artist to work with or open for or even collab on a song with? Because
Dory. So question.
If you are listening, please, I would love to cut your hair. So
Please.
Abby can do your makeup and open for you, and I'll do your hair and just stand backstage and film everyone. What's next on Abby Roberts' agenda for social media, music, life? Like, where are you at? Where you want to be? What do you want to? That was a million questions at once.
I'm working on like writing my first album right now. So I did like half of it up in Manchester with some producers that like they're amazing, and the stuff we've written so far is just like the music I'm most proud of that I've ever written. So I'm really excited.
Oh wow! Is there a release date?
There isn't a date, but I'm aiming for like towards the end of this year to have the full album out. Singles soon, hopefully.
Yeah, amazing.
I've always really loved like 90s sort of music and shoegaze music and
yeah. What is shoegaze? Someone told me about this.
It's like alternative rock, but it's really, really affected on the guitars, like so many pedals and stuff, and that's why they call it shoegaze, because like when they would be playing live, they'd be like staring down at their feet, pedals.
Oh wow.
So it's just like very distorted sort of guitar tones and stuff, and like usually like with a soft vocal, and I think like that's something I really love pairing.
I'm really excited for it.
So yeah, that sort of stuff, but a bit like more cinematic than my previous stuff I've put out. It feels more mature.
Now I'm gonna switch it up and ask about hair, which I don't ever do. Have you? You don't have to tell me who. Have you ever had any hair horror stories or something that you're not? And it's not even down to a bad haircut. Is there anything you've been last minute for and you've done yourself and you're like,
God, I am always the problem with my hair. It's amazing. Yeah. I had coloured hair for a while, like over lockdown. I did the like purple and pink stuff.
This is it.
Yeah. And then I got so sick of it, and I just wanted, because it was like purple and it had faded to like this blue-green colour. It was so gross, and I just wanted it out. So I did like full head bleach, and I already had like balayage and stuff underneath. So it was so patchy and like so bad, and half of my head just snapped off.
Oh no!
Like,
is this public knowledge, or have I just?
No, it's public. No,
oh, it is.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know you in the early days. I honestly am new to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And so you already had a balayage hair and you bleached it.
Yeah.
And you lost.
And everyone online was like so mad at me.
So the new album that's coming out, what are the lyrics around? What are they based around, or is there a set sort of story you're trying to tell with the album?
I can't say too much, but I don't want to give so much away, but it is very kind of romantic driven, because I think I'm in like my first relationship that I've had in like 3-4 years. So that's been like quite a focus of it, but also not showing just the good parts, I think.
Yeah.
And it's not solely about this relationship as well. I think it's been about like the point getting to this as well, and bad experiences that have like led to that moment as well.
Yeah. Just
showing all the different like raw emotions surrounding that.
And you say it reflects your personal journey in dating.
Yeah.
And I guess the good and the bad.
There's some messy parts.
Yeah.
There's some sweet parts. It's got a bit of everything.
And is a stadium tour the dream?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. What would be the dream arena?
That's a bit far off right now.
Never too far off. Never. You had your own makeup palette. That's, you know, that's my dream, but not in makeup. Music brings it out in you, right? It brings out the best in you.
It does, yeah.
Do you ever just go to karaoke bars and just get down to it?
I'm not a karaoke girl.
No.
I hate it.
Why?
I don't know. I find it so embarrassing. Like if you go and you're like trying to sing good, like that's embarrassing because you're like, oh, you think you sound good.
You kind of have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it kind of jokingly.
Yeah, and if you sound bad, I think that's equally as embarrassing, like being a singer and then sounding bad. I don't know.
How are we feeling?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, I'm so happy. And thank you for coming on Cut the which is...
For having me. It's a great name.
Thank you. In you again. That's the name of my podcast. It's Casey on, which we will blur out because we don't want any violation strike. But cut the And thank you for coming on, Abby. It was great to meet you again and see you again.
Thank you.
And keep killing it.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you later.